Up here in the red at the top right is
Apple.
Apple. Down here at the bottom left, we have the one, the only,
Phoenix Vera.
born again in the round of 64. Actually, was he in the round of 64 from last time?
I don't think so.
No, he wasn't. I'm sorry. That joke sucks.
It's okay.
Oh.
You're really trying.
I'm trying.
That's what counts.
I get an A for effort here. I can only imagine the people on the forum, though. Can I have everything I want? Can I just have everything I want? No!
Taste was trying to be funny for once.
It's way funnier. Taste is like, I don't know, do this. Can I have everything I want? No! That's impossible. I might play Protoss, he might play Zerg, but we're just two humans. We're just two Terrans. Flawed like Arcturus Mixed. Flawed like Jim Raynor. No, we love you guys, actually. One-on-one map here, Xel'Naga Caverns. Note the very large concave. We always mention this, but it's basically a huge part of the early game is centered around this. So many locations to defend from here, and the ramp, they can even run up that. So there's a lot of mean stuff Terran can do.
Yeah, the best opening strategy on this map is normally to go fast Reactor Hellion. You can put a lot of pressure on, as you said, that it's just such a wide open natural that spine crawlers really don't do that much. You're almost forced into making a lot of creeps, some spines, some lings. Nowadays you can probably go ahead and make some roaches to help block that off, but again, you can harass non-stop with Hellions, and forcing Zerg into Roach early is actually a good thing for Terran, because Roach is not really the greatest unit against the Terran arsenal.
Yes, certainly not. And I suppose this is actually the cavern here in Xel'Naga Caverns.
Oh.
Think about that.
That's right. Sometimes I actually call this map, I think of it in my mind as Xel'Naga Watchtowers, because those watchtowers are actually so important that I oftentimes call it that.
Blizzard actually makes such good maps. Really artistically sound and stuff like that. Good names.
Yeah. In fact,
actually better than the Korean map makers, because they had a map called Chuprung.
Yeah, well, that is actually like a mountain out here, isn't it? Something like that.
Oh, is it?
I know since Peaks of Baekdu, that's a mountain chain, a very
that all makes
one.
sense now.
So
okay.
It's normally, but the one that was really bad is when they made the map called Katrina that looked like a hurricane.
Oh yeah, I was like, ooh, that's in bad taste.
That's tasteless, some might say.
That's tasteless. No, that's actually not this tasteless. We got Wall in here from the Terran.
Yeah, Apple going ahead and getting a factory, but we don't see a reactor making on the barracks quite yet.
When is he going to come up? He wants to get that Marine out. Double factory.
Ooh.
Whoa.
All right. So if it's a double factory, I think that most likely what we're going to see here is Reactor Hellions with Blue Flame. That'd be a pretty cool thing to do, and he can actually make a bunch of those harass and go into siege tanks, because the counter to a bunch of Blue Hellions is going to be spine crawlers and or roaches, both of which siege tanks own. So I think that's what we're going to end up seeing.
Blue
It's
Hellion?
actually a really cool strategy. We almost never see this in the GSL. In fact, we haven't seen this at all in the GSL
This
yet.
is actually a strategy I love to do, personally.
Yeah,
I think it's really good, especially on this map.
Yeah, I mean, when you invest so much in spine crawlers to stop the Hellions, the Blue Hellions, you're like, okay, I should be ahead. And then siege tanks come, and you're like, oh, these don't hit those. Uh-oh, and what do you make then? Unless you have mutas out, you are in trouble. In which case, of course, they can take up to Thors.
Now we do have the Hellion out. This first Hellion is actually not to attack. The base is to take out the Lings, like this one here, so that he doesn't actually see the Hellion rush coming. Meanwhile, of course, the reactor over here wants to get double Hellions out of this factory, single Hellions out of this while the Blue Flame upgrade comes.
Yep.
And he's cleaning up the map. Apple, not just good at writing news articles, clearly very good at understanding this game.
Yeah.
This guy should really become an esports reporter. In case you're just joining us,
Maybe
I know
he is.
I know maybe he is. Is he?
Yeah. I would think so if he's this good at the games.
I mean, this is actually kind of intimidating how good he is. I know that earlier we mentioned he was on the team TSL because we saw him in the jersey.
Yeah, it was quite a surprise to us. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, in fact, he is not on the team TSL. The fruit dealer gave him the jersey. That's right, the fruit dealer.
Yeah.
Dealer of the finest fruit in the world.
That's right. Del Monte got nothing on Kim Wong-ki.
That's right.
Actually, that could rhyme. Ooh, that'd be pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm going to come back in a couple weeks with that as a joke.
Got to get our writers out here.
Yeah.
We don't have writers. Okay, here comes the Hellion Rush.
Ooh, this is actually really scary. He does have a lot of spine crawlers. He doesn't want to lose Hellions here. That's very important. Got to keep an eye on the upgrades that are going on as well. Actually, making another barracks in a command center right now. That's an interesting choice. I was really looking forward to his siege tank timing.
He's got to break the front or get behind him. Here he goes.
Trying to run in. Ooh, this is actually...
Oh, that was pretty bad.
This is completely sloppy.
Oh, that was a
Apple.
disaster.
Yeah, that... Actually, if he had executed that just right with what he had instead of tried to be fancy, he actually could have gotten up that ramp with Blue Hellions. And when that happens, that's a bad thing.
Rush failed. Apple apparently makes better computers than fruit right now. Makes better fruit than players. Even though his strategy was good, the execution was poor. Now wasting 2 scans. One right over here.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see what he wants to go with from here. Obviously making a lot of barracks. Well, we have a Roach Warren and a Spire going up for our Zerg player, as well as the Baneling Nest. And we may just be seeing Siege Tank Marine Marauder. I think that's going to be his game plan here. Oh, Thor's as well. Or he might be getting that as well. It's good to mix in one Thor.
Yeah.
Because that really helps against mutas, because it outranges them by far. But then also getting +1 attack upgrade is extremely important, because then the tanks suddenly one-shot Zerglings, Banelings, and they 2-shot Hydras. It just makes them completely better against the Zerg army.
A little bit of a blunder there by the Zerg. You should not have moved out. This is exactly what Blue Flame Hellions are good against. Back here at the Zerg base, we see a Baneling's nest.
I think he's going to go ahead and save all his gas for his first flock of mutas, though. Now, he's not going to want to overstim. That's what I'm scared about here, overstimming.
Yeah, he did have a problem with that before.
Overstimming is like tree deforestation. When you do it too much, you don't realize at first, and then all your trees and or marines are gone.
And then Fern Gully comes out, and it's like somebody actually made this movie, and then somebody makes a 3D version of Fern Gully, which is Avatar, which is by far the most preachy movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Fern Gully in space is a better way to put it.
Fern Gully in space, yes. Right now we got... See, he's going to stick with the 2 factories, because he already made them, so that's smart by him. Thor, tank, Marines.
Yeah.
Out of these, excuse me, out of these 3 barracks.
I really do like the 1 Thor. Anyone going for 2 factory play with biological units, you definitely want to add in that single Thor. It's going to help so much. Now, a lot of SCV's not mining there. Gotta wonder about that. And look at this. Magic box in that Thor. And if he loses this Thor, that's actually kind of a huge
He should be able to save it here with the repair.
Yeah. And the mutas run away smartly.
You can see the Thor actually takes up so much space, you can get so many SCVs around it.
Yeah, and that's funny because it actually used to be much bigger.
Yeah, I remember that.
During the beta, it was actually so large.
In the beta, the Thor was actually so big, you could get like so many SCVs to repair it, it actually didn't die. Now, you just said magic box, but there are newbies watching Artosis. What the hell are you talking about?
All right, you let the mutas spread out to how they naturally sit, and then you click far enough away that they don't clump while moving. This makes it so Thor's splash damage will not be dealt to those mutalisks, and it will just attack one at a time. In that scenario, mutas actually do quite well against Thors. Otherwise, if they're clumped, the Thor will destroy them ridiculously fast.
Zerg, you can see him moving the spine crawlers up here. Taking a farther position on the map. He will take this gold base very soon, presumably.
Now, unfortunately, right here, we have 5 idle SCVs.
Oh, God.
That's really bad.
Oh, God.
You don't want 5 idle SCVs, everyone.
But lucky for him, he left all those idle SCVs over there, and the Zerg decided to attack him.
Yep. Well, the time for this push, I think, is going to come as soon as he has some medevacs out. He is, in fact, right now making Starport. And also, he's getting that +1 machine attack, which I was talking about earlier. Really great upgrade to get. But it looks like some mutas coming up to harass the natural. Taking out this missile turret. Zergling's running in, realizing, uh-oh, a lot of Marines, never mind.
Another force stim here.
Yeah.
This is actually, like, if you guys want to learn about, like, the dangers of force... Okay, actually, he did do some damage there.
Yeah, it ended up being nice, but...
what he's doing, see, he's forcing him to stim, but where's the medevacs? Where are they, Tosis? It's like, where's Waldo? Where's the medevacs?
Right there, Tosis.
There it is. I found him. He's at the bottom right corner of the page. I was looking in the middle. No, but seriously, like, see, this is going to burn up all the medevac energy. Look, it's at 30, 29. It's going to be at 0 very soon by the time these Marines are healed.
Yeah.
And then that is basically just a drop ship. It's not even a medevac.
I mean, it will slowly regain energy, but he's got to make more than that. He's got to have a decent number of medevacs because he's been stimming just so much. I hear Banelings. And there they are. A lot of Banelings being made. Another hatchery being made at the gold base for Zerg.
Terran has to attack pretty soon.
Oh,
but it's not
is that
looking
a
good
command center?
All right, interesting. He's going to actually turtle.
Yeah, he may actually go for a longer game here.
I think Zerg might be able to break him. At the unit counting station, we have, what, 30 Banelings?
Wow. Yeah, I know. That many Banelings is going to be extremely hard to fight against. But his siege tanks have +1, so he can definitely do a lot of damage to those Banes.
Looks like we have an infestation pit on the way here.
In fact, you know, with that +1, as I was saying, Banelings do get one-shotted.
Mutas fly in here for a Thor assassination again. They will be chased out, but once again, guess who stimmed? He did it again.
And he's only got 1 medevac, so this is actually a recurring theme. He's got to not do that. I mean, he even has the Thor, so he doesn't have to do that so much. Wait, save your stim, save your energy, save your hit points for the battle. Please, Apple, please.
Please, Apple.
Please, Apple, don't be a pear.
All right, we got the we have the Mutas moving out, and once again, he's just going to try to force a stim. Does he stim? Let's watch carefully. Doesn't bite yet. He might have caught on to what he's Phoenix Ware has been doing to him this time.
Now we have some good creep spread coming up. He's got it on both sides of that little cavern in the middle.
Jesus, Zerg has a lot of units right now.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
He scans himself. Perhaps for Burrow Banelings.
Yeah, that's actually something very scary. People aren't really using that much yet, though. Thor coming back to hit these mutas, and they clump up a little bit, taking a lot of damage there. And it is time for him to take a gold base. In the meantime, Phoenix, of course, has taken a 4th.
Does take out these creep tumors, so Zerg Banelings can't get over to this location as quickly. But that did, of course, cost him some mules. He needs to kill that rock. Here we go.
And it looks like Phoenix wants to attack into this. I don't know if this is the best course of action. Normally you don't want to attack into Terran.
Well, he hasn't made a planetary fortress yet.
It's true.
It's too many units. Oh my God.
A lot of units.
This is going to get ugly.
It's a lot of siege shanks as well, though.
Even having
all the Banes, he could be in very good shape.
This command center being in the way of the army that's going to attack. Looks like he might go around. He needs to make a planetary fortress. I'm getting stressed out here watching this.
I know, man. What's he going to do?
No planetary fortress yet. Even then, I don't know if he can do it. Marines are clumped too closely together, as well as the siege tanks.
A lot of Zergs feel like when you get up to this position where you're actually maxed out, which he is at this point,
oh my God,
you need to attack. But you don't need to attack. What you can do is get more hatcheries, more expansions, more upgrades. But here he goes. He's going to attack into him.
He's moving
Here we
out.
go. The Baneling's going to be very important here. He does have some infested fungals, a lot of the units. And it looks like he's going to clean up very easily here.
Until he ran away for some reason.
Well, actually,
well, he had more roaches down there. He could have won that, actually.
Yeah, he definitely could have plowed through the rest of that. That medevac doesn't have enough energy.
You know what happens, though, is that you're not sure if there's more tanks back here and here and here. So he's thinking, okay, wait a minute.
It's quite true. But he has a lot of bases, a lot of hatcheries. He's going to be able to easily repopulate his army.
Ultra's Cavern on the way as well.
Ultras, the ultimate Zerg unit.
Hence the name.
Yeah, the Ultralisk.
We got, what, it doesn't say how many Banelings we have, but they will when they hatch.
22.
22. He's going to go in here and do it again. Here we go.
And he's going. Here come a ton of roaches, taking so many hits from those tanks. High hit point unit, and oh my, this is actually just brutal. He is plowing through the rest of the army of Apple. Definitely a better game this time by Apple.
He's taking it all the way to home. And these roaches are going to take him out. Meanwhile, more units streaming up like this.
That's right. It looks like Phoenix is going to be able to take this down 2-0, but Apple, being a reporter, someone who works all the time, He has put up a pretty good fight, I have to say.
Yeah, I got to hand it to him. That was brutal.
That's right. And he is just killing the base, man. That's going to be
That's it. That's GG. Expect GG any second. There it is. GG. Great game. Apple did play well, but you know, it was all about, well, it wasn't all about it, but one major thing was the force stimming. Very nice.
Yeah, that actually played a very large role. None of the attacks that Apple would have wanted to do ever had a chance because he had no energy on his medevacs. He had no health on his Marines. He definitely did get outplayed there.
What, is he going to go to a boxing match after this? He's going to do some Muay Thai?
He's meeting up with boxing.
He might have actually hurt his wrist. We have some players damage the wrists in StarCraft 2. You don't think it's a sport? You actually can't hurt your wrist in this game?
Yeah, you can hurt all sorts of stuff, man.
My brother had that happen.
I got like
actually.
old man shoulders when I play.
I have lactic.
Lactic?
I have a lot of lactic acid in my back, personally. I've suffered my own injuries in this game. We are sorry that Apple couldn't go further. It's kind of exciting to have like a reporter like this down here. I'm sure the fruit dealer's feeling pretty sad about that as well.
Yeah, of course. This is his buddy. You know, he wants him to get as far as possible.
Like this.
But he made it in the top 64. That's a great story. He gets to play in the booth. I think that makes it all the more real.
Yeah.
Can really, you know, write that article. I'm really excited for someone to actually go ahead and
translate that for the community sites out there.
Yeah. Hopefully we can give that article a lot of hits, get him a little raise. Like, oh my God, we got to put your stuff front page all the time, Apple. As if Apple's his real name. Like the
I don't think they call him Apple all the time.
Yeah.
By the way, he did get his name Apple from the fruit dealer.
Fruit dealer threw him a piece of fruit, and that was his name, man.
Cut the apple, and he was like, an apple.
Thank God it wasn't like star fruit.
It wasn't like a watermelon overhand. We're going to be going to a break here in just a minute, guys, but we got a lot more games. We literally have 6 more best of 3s.
Well, there is going to be a little break as long as there's time for it. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be time for it. We have TLO against Sangho, in my opinion, the best match in the round of 64.
This is going to be awesome. Sangho, a very popular player. Not just with Koreans, but with non-Koreans. He's hilarious. And he's really good. And then TLO, of course, is a badass.
Oh, I love both of these guys so much. Yeah. I am going to have so much to say about that. But before that, we're going to be asking some questions in an interview to Phoenix Wera. So I hope you guys left some good questions on the GomTV.net forums. Definitely go do that. And I may use them. I'll shout you out if I do.
We're going to go to a break in just a minute, guys. When the Korean commentators are ready to wind it up, we do have one more game. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Special thanks to our sponsors.
Best match, man.
It's Sony Ericsson. Thank you, Blizzard. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back.